Good evening, dear viewers. Happy new week. Happy 4th Saturday. It's happy 4th Monday in the month of March 2025. How are you? I believe that you are well. As always, we are grateful to Almighty God for keeping us alive and well, strong and healthy, and hearty. This is Be Inspired. We are reaching you live from our KIJC studio, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Special thanks to KIJC for making this program possible. This talk show is about promoting entrepreneurship and creativity, as well as any form of service that people in our immediate environment provide. We hope to inspire you out there watching us live to take that bold step to start up your own business, no matter how small, regardless of the challenge that you may face in the process. This, we believe, is our own way of contributing towards increasing our nation's gross domestic products, GDP, and improving our society. My name is Iquo Johnson. I am the host of this program. Before we take a short break, I am going to announce that we have a very gigantic, massive, huge personality in the studio today in the person of Dr. Prince Iyke Egwuasi.
Hello. Good evening. Good to have me here. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching and keep watching. It's a wonderful thing that Iquo is doing. Thank you. I'm here.
All right, thank you, Prince. I am going to tell you how happy I am that you're here, finally. But before that, we are going to take a short break. Please stay with us. Thank you, and God bless you.
Do you have a business idea? Are you thinking of how to work your dream? Then be inspired. Learn from experienced entrepreneurs. Discover and develop your talents and potentials. Be challenged. Take that bold step to start up your business. Use your skills for the good of the society. Give wings to your vision. Let it fly. Be inspired. Brought to you by KIJC, live from KIJC Studio, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Live stream via Facebook at Be Inspired Talk Show with Iquo from 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Watch the rerun card via YouTube every Saturday by 6 p.m. at Be Inspired Talk Show with Iquo. Be inspired, promoting entrepreneurship.
Welcome back from that short break, and thank you for staying with us. If you are just joining us, this is Be Inspired. We are reaching you live from our KIJC studio, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Congratulations to us in KIJC for having our own studio. Please remember to join us on Monday, today at 7 p.m. Okay, via our Facebook page, Be Inspired Talk Show with Iquo, for the rebroadcast of the episode we had on Saturday, March 22, 2025. And remember to like and follow our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel at KIJCENL. Thank you very much. My name is Iquo Johnson. My Iquo is spelled IQUO. And I am so excited that we have this huge, gigantic, giant, massive personality in the studio, in the person of Dr. Prince Iyke Egwuasi. Before I tell him to introduce himself by himself, let me tell you what I know about him. Okay, he is fine boy. Fine boy Aradia man. He's always causing trouble on Facebook. The episode I really like is the one I talked about Iron Condemn. He has turned into Iron Condemn, and the one was like, "Are you alright? Are you okay? Will you get into the house?" What is this nonsense? Okay, so he's fine boy Ariama, and then he is the producer of the movie called Eka Abasi, which is the focus of our discussion for today. So before I take the camera back to him, I'm going to ring the bell for him. Before he came to this studio, it was fight, so I had to fight him before he finally came here because he's so busy. You send a message, he will tell he has read, he has answered, and I am arguing. I will copy the message and send to him. Doctor, that's the conversation we had, and then he's asking me, how is this helping us? And I said, I'm trying to prove the point that you did not reply my message. He said, let's move forward. Okay, interview, right? Monday, right? 5 p.m. I'll be there. End of discussion. So he's here. So thank you, doctor. And I'm so happy you are here. I'm going to switch the camera to you so you tell our people your name. Tell us about yourself. but I really want you to focus on your achievements in the movie industry in Akwa Ibom State. And before then, again, I want to thank you because I have done this in this set or this kind of research before now in 2021. The focus then was on creating awareness for the video film industry in Akwa Ibom State. This one is on aesthetics. We have been able to identify some movies that have some elements of aesthetics in them. So yeah, that's the focus. And you played a key role in that other research. You did not only agree to have the interview with us. It was myself and Petra Ibarra. So we had the interview. You gave us some names to meet. We met them. Then you recommended that we should be part of some movies so that we could have hands-on experience.
That's true.
And I actually, because of that recommendation, I personally took part in 6 movies. And then Ibarra took it a step further. She has done much more.
Sure.
So I want to say thank you so much for that. And of course, you created the group Marvin's Group, and we started our own acting, although it's not as active as we would like it to be, but you know, it is there. Okay, so let me stop talking too much. We are expecting Honorable Moses Esco. Whether he's here or not, I am ringing bell for him. He should have been here on Saturday. He could not make it. Today, we're expecting him also. Please, let the doors be open. Anytime he arrives, let us receive him. Okay, Doctor, over to you.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening, viewers. I am indeed very happy to be here. And my boss, Iquo, has been able to put me down here. And I must comment her, with this place. She's doing a good job.
Thank you.
She's doing a good job. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Who is Prince Iyke Egwuasi? Just one humble guy, one very low guy somewhere. A guy that doesn't shout, he doesn't talk much, it's always hidden. And well, somewhere from the east, and found himself in a Akwa State, and also found himself in the movie industry. In the early 2000 to be precise. Well, I got into the movie by accident, and then also got into movie production. Producing by accident too. I had a friend then who was a producer, late Victor Idem, and I was about to shoot Eka Abasi, and then he passed on.
Sorry about
So as he passed on in the movie Nene, that movie didn't see the light of the day. So as he passed on, I said, come, so how am I going to do it? So I have to take the books by the horns, and then went into producing movies. I produced a couple of movies, Eka Abasi, Iraq, Ibu in Uyo, and that's the late John Okafo.
Ibu.
And I produced a movie about the then governor of the state, His Excellency, the Senate President now, I did a movie about his life. That is titled The Messiah. It's in their library somewhere.
Wow.
I was able to pull about 20 faces then to the state. Then a couple of other movies I did, Mandela Fai and Iraq, my best movie, Iraq. But for for Eka Abasi, it's a movie. At that time, I thought of what to do, because we never had that level of professionalism in Akwa State. We could have drama here and there. But I decided to do a research. I personally went on research. And I said, look, I want to change the narrative. I want to turn it around. I want something very standard. That's how Eka Abasi came. An interesting movie. The movie sold like a wildfire. So that's Prince Iyke. I'm a father. I teach one school like that in New York. I'm a teacher. And that's all. That's me. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Ekemini Etzem is watching. She says be inspired. Yes, we're inspired. That is our commissioner lookalike. Okay, she is no longer the commissioner, but I am still, once a commissioner, always a commissioner. Okay, so thank you so much, Prince. I had spoken with Mr. Moses Esco during the other sets of interviews, and he spoke very highly about Eka Abasi. He said that was actually the movie that started the revolution
That's true.
in standard movie production
that's
in
true.
Akwa Ibom. So well done. Let me give you another girl.
Thank you.
Okay, so you have asked the other question. You have answered the other question. So I will go into the synopsis. I have actually watched Eka Abasi because that's one of the movies I am reviewing. So I have watched Eka Abasi season 1 and season 2, but I would like you to talk about the synopsis. The idea, the synopsis, and then the idea behind it.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, Eka Abasi, I wanted something that could pull every something that could pull every family member, to sit down to watching a movie. I wanted something that could stand the test of time. I wanted something that could try to solve a myth. So I tried to go searching for various myths in this part of the world. Like I said, I did it personally. Okay. I asked questions. Okay. I met a lot of old people, elderly people, men and women. And I tried to ask for several myths. So I wanted a myth that could cut across the videos, the anang, and the orals. I didn't want any myth that has to do with a particular set. So among the few that was given to me, I got interested in Eka Abasi. Now, Eka Abasi is also a universal, a national myth, like Obanjo, Abiku. So I wanted something that could, when you leave this part of the world, get to the other side of the country, you could also have a touch of it. Yep. So I decided to go for Eka Abasi, the coming and going. And again, my days in school in Lagos, my secondary school, those days in literature, I was always interested in that poem, Abiku, coming and going.
Yeah, the several seasons, those days on the Bob Street.
So I got so interested in that. So I had to make the research. And I got a young man, Iyke Egwuasi, to put the scripts together. Now, what is Eka Abasi? It's about a movie about a king who has the only son. The only son, note this, and this part of the world. As a king, the only son is supposed to be an heir apparent to the throne. So when the son eventually dies, and then the funny aspect of it is the processes of death, the beauty of death. I'm sorry the beauty of death. Now, this child will not drop dead, no, but the child passes through going into coma, and then a lot of prayers to be done, sacrifices, incantations, trying to bring up the child, and then the interesting part of it is that going into the spiritual world to fight the battle of trying to bring back the child. That's just the whole story.
Okay.
But in the end, the child died, and then the instead of the king to look for solutions to the child, to bring back the child, the king erroneously or ignorantly looks at the guards. Of course, my humble self, I was on the guards.
You were kept in that pit.
And then decide to punish the guard who could not save the child. You don't look at the guard, maybe physically, yes, strong, but then spiritually, no, because this was stronger than the guard now. So that's just the whole thing. In the end, nothing really happened. The child died, the king became sick. It was trouble, looking for solutions, and the end of those solutions because the child has gone with a mind that the child is going to come back. And now there is a Eka Abasi, a female in principles and in codes, who is believed to have come to carry the child. Because it's now believed that in that kingdom, in that spiritual world, every child is owned by a Eka Abasi. Every child is owned by a Eka Abasi. So no matter who gets the child, of course the Eka Abasi will come and take what belongs to her back. What an ignorance. what's a dark age? You know? So we try to solve that and say no, nothing like that. That's it. That's it, Abasi.
All right, thank you. I have watched, like I said, I have watched season 1 and season 2. Is that where it ends? Is that where the story ends?
But that is an opposite of the story.
Okay.
That's not something.
Because you say the child did the child die?
Spiritually, yes.
Okay, because what I saw is that the child came back to life.
Of course.
And then one of the guard who went to search for the egg and he actually found the egg, brought it back. Then Eka Abasi appeared and tried to get it back. But Eka Abasi with the priestess. But the guard did not give it. He broke.
Those are all aesthetics.
Okay.
Those are all just to add beauty to
Okay.
the movie.
Okay.
It's our creativity now.
Alright. But did the child actually die? Because
Yeah,
what
the
I
child
saw is
did.
that the child came back.
That's
to
what I'm saying.
life.
The child did die.
Okay.
The child did
Okay.
spiritually,
Okay.
but with the getting of the egg from the evil forest,
Yeah.
of course, there's no way you should know what you expect. Once the child egg was got and the egg also came back, of course, the child will come back to life.
All right. I just need to get that
Not
clear.
that come back to
Okay. I was watching that guard. That
There
guard
are two
looked.
guards. Which of the guards does?
That guard.
The one
Looked-
that was put in the pit, or
The one
that
who
went?
went to search
Okay.
for the egg.
Oh, that's Kenneth Ekanem.
He looked so much like Kenneth, but the younger version of
No, that's
Kenneth.
Kenneth Ekanem.
Eventually, when I looked at the end credits, I saw it was Kim.
Yeah, Kenneth
I
Ekanem.
thought
Yeah.
to
Well, Eka Abasi was a collection of who is who
okay.
in the movie industry then
At
and
that
now.
time.
Yes. I usually would go for the best. No sentiments. Who fits the role? Let the person play it. I produced the movie. Why did I not go searching for the egg? But I thought, let me just remain in the pit. But in the end, that's what gave me the fame.
Okay.
Being in the pit. Everywhere I go, oh, you're the one that was in the pit. I said, oh, yeah. So, you know. So that's just the thing about Eka Abasi. The who is who, the late Fred Essien, the late
Emmanuel Etogodo.
Emmanuel Etogodo, they're all there.
Randy Babsett,
the late Randy Babsett from there. The late if you come back around. I mean, the dead who is who.
And then this person, Iyke.
No, Inipe, yes.
Iyke was.
She's still
Iyke is
alive.
the queen.
She acted as the queen. Yeah, she was in the movie.
Okay. Fantastic. I am happy to hear the synopsis from you. But I created it myself, but I am happy you have clarified some issues. Okay, so let us talk about aesthetics in the movie Eka Abasi. Now, the focus of this research now is aesthetics.
The beauty.
Yes, in Akwa Ibom movies. So I would like you to talk about those aesthetic elements in the movie Eka Abasi.
There's so many of them. So many of them. From the costume, I could try to go back to those good old days, the costumes. Then the hot houses, the Ofonkaya and all that. Beautiful. And then the locations. Okay. The locations. The scenery, the scenery, the beauty of the forest, you know, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And then the delivery of the artists that we use. And then the props, very importantly, the props. And then the makeup.
Okay.
The makeup that people wore. Beautiful. Beautiful. We don't want to go back those days, you know. Beautiful. And the people were natural. You know, want to bring back the natural, habitation and all that. A lot of, it depends on particularly the area of aesthetics you're talking about, but in terms of the costume, in terms of the makeup, in terms of the locations, the forest, the stream, I mean, beauty. Did you see the stream? The disappearing in the stream? Beautiful, beautiful, you know, beautiful. It took us back and showed how our fathers lived those days. Very beautiful, very beautiful.
Okay, I'm trying to connect back to Facebook. Okay, it is still trying to connect. Anyway, I particularly like those scenes where Eka Abasi appeared.
Okay.
Like I said, in the other research I did, I talked about the disappearing acts, like, you know, that's other one that was popular on national TV at the time. I am trying to remember the name. trying to remember it and it escaped me. So it just reminded me of that movie. One of the scenes where the children, the young people were in the stream. One was bathing, one girl was bathing, the others were just playing, the other boy was washing, and then he bent down, and on this side, Eka Abasi appeared, and you know, like that. And then even the exchange between the little boy, the prince, and the girl who was in Eka Abasi's camp. She liked him and she did not want him to go. So each time he said, "Please release me," and he was tied like a dog, a goat rather.
They can't let go because it's you're in their world. They are in their world, so they have they are holding you captive. Just to say. So you are their mercy. Their mercy.
Okay, fantastic. There are some things I observed which you have talked about, so that is fine. Like I said, hearing from you as a producer talk about these things, very important. Okay, so let us look at films at the global level. By global, I mean Hollywood.
Okay.
Then regional level, that is African sub-region. Sub-region, then we come to national, which is Nollywood. Do you have any film? Have you identified any film that embodies these aesthetic elements? So, if you have, yes, you tell me those films, whether you remember the names or not. So those films and those elements that stand out for you.
All right. Well, at the global level, at the Hollywood level. When I was growing up, I never knew I was going to come be an actor and be a producer for that. But there's a movie I always loved watching. 3 movies. And these 3 movies represent 3 different areas of life. One is a cowboy film.
Okay.
2 cowboy films. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And Django.
Okay.
Django. These are cowboy films. Now, when you watch Django, or you watch The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, you see complete life of cowboy, the remote nature, the beauty of the country, the hinterland, as we could say, our own epic here, the hinterland, natural scenery, the streams, where everything was natural. These are the kind of movies that got my attention. The other movie that also got my attention at the global level is a very funny movie for everybody. Now, I love the movie because of the beauty, because it looked at songs, performances, sounds of music. Sound of Music was another interesting movie that I would also learn a lot of beauty, look at the costumes, the locations, the songs, the delivery sometimes, and then the plot of the movie. I always will cry. Then finally, there is this movie that has shocked me, that when people don't really so much about the movie anymore, but I learned a lot of things from it. And of course, the beauty as regards to its subject matter. You know what that movie is? You know what that movie is? It will shock you. Scarface. Scarface.
Tony Montana.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Now look at it. A visual.
Okay.
The beauty of being rich, of being a mafia.
Oh, I'm having goosebumps.
And then not taking nonsense when he gets to do with his family. And if you watch the movie, anybody has watched the movie will know when he told his friend, "Don't fuck with my sister. Don't go to my sister. Don't talk to her." You know. And then the friend, the closest friend, disobeyed and went and had sex with his sister. What happened? He put it down. So I've learned a lot of things. So those are the 3 movies from that global perspective that have those aesthetics in their own, based on the subject matter and based on the locations of the movie. Now, come down to this part of the world, we want to say Africa, where in the African context, I'm not really, instead of talking about the African context, I'll look at the Asian, I'll look at the Indian movies, and then the Chinese movies of those days. Now, again, you will see the beauty. Now take for instance the Chinese movie. Those days, Snake in the Monkey Shadow. You know, you see the beauty of the costumes, the locations where they will always fight, the beauty of the choreography, the practice. Oh my God, those films are beautiful. And then in the Indians, look at the beauty their own costume, and then the locations, how beautiful, the makeup, the props used in each of the locations of those days Indian movies. When I talk about Ye Vadaraha, you know, and the songs, and then there's something that very importantly that we learned from those Indian films. You will never see a kiss, there will never sex, there will not, such immorality was totally dead. Those Indian movies for those days, not now. And then, so I don't really have much about the African movies, but for Nigeria, of course, yes, there have been some movies that I appreciate so greatly in Nigeria. So there's so many of them I will always want to watch. Now, there's a movie acted by Chinwetalago. Now, this Chinwetalago, you know, if you follow my trends, my trends in the video movie, I imitate him.
Okay.
I imitate
your model.
Yeah, my model. Yes, because he would always have a slogan for every movie, and I would also always have a slogan for every video movie I acted. And in this movie, we call it The Last Tradition. I want you to look for it and watch. I have a copy of it at home. Okay. The Last Tradition. Now, Last Tradition is about marriage. No, it's an epic movie. Chinwetalago acted, had two parts, the younger and the older version. And he was a hunter. Who did everything possible to win the heart of the princess of the community. But because he was a hunter, the mother of the princess never wanted him to come near for whatever reason. But in the end, faith brought them back. Wow. Now look at the beauty going for hunting, the props, the costumes, the locations, the streams, the kind of food they ate. Oh, come on, beautiful. Wow. So this gives me those kind of aesthetics for me to have say, okay, I want to go for Eka Abasi, I want to shoot such a movie like that. That's what I have to start with. We have to start with the beginning. Okay. And since then, I don't know, I've not been able to shoot that but that's it.
Fantastic, well done. Okay, we are still having trouble connecting back to Facebook. Okay, we'll move on anyway. So, coming back to Akwa Ibom State, what are those movies that, in your opinion, embody this aesthetic element, and what are those elements?
Well, the elements of beauty, of course, beauty is relative. Aesthetics is relative, depending on from the angle you're looking at it. Now, we've shot several movies. Well, like one, Panama. Okay. There's a movie I also acted at Panama. Now, it's also an epic movie, two brothers fighting for it. The brother, the son of the two sons, the two sons they were legitimate sons of the king. But who is more legitimate than the other? Beautiful. Of course, again, the village scenes, the language, it was shot in Libyan language, the beauty in the use of the language, and then the proverbs in the language. Oh, come on, the songs, the dances, the costumes. Oh, come on, man. That's another very interesting one. And then there's several other movies. Depending on whether the contemporary, whether glamour, whatever. But Abanabam also, at that time, represented them. Then there's this other movie, I'm trying to remember, it was shot in Calabar. Okay. It was shot in Calabar. What Eka Abasi is to Akwa Ibom State is what that movie is to Calabar.
Cross River.
Yeah, to Cross River. Nido acted in that movie. Okay. Peter Omana was in that movie. And our legend here, our legendary Ike acted as a hunter. Yes, in that movie. I've forgotten him right now. So it also carries a lot of aesthetics, a lot of beauty of the area. Then what of Constantinopla? Beautiful. The slave-free issue. There are a lot of movies. Several movies. Several movies. whether it's epic, whether it's glamour, whether it's contemporary. It's a lot of. You know what of 1960? 1960 that we shot in 18, and I tried to go back to those days of the afros, the bongos, the kind of English spoken then, the kind of shoes worn. Oh,
music.
yeah, see. I thought the state has produced several movies that could be taken. Look, the state government now should have. I'm thinking one day, one governor could come and say, let us have a movie library where every movie shot in Akwa State, no matter how good, no matter how good, just be preserved. You get why?
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we're now going to look at movies in Akwa Ibom states that do not have aesthetic elements. On the flip side,
Well, it won't be completely true to say any movie will not be seen to have its aesthetics.
okay.
Like I said, it depends on what you mean by aesthetics. It depends on from the angle you're looking at it. Is it an angle of the poor production, the poor camera used, or is it in terms of the costume? But there are movies, there were a lot of compromises in terms of standard and quality.
Okay.
I don't want you to say, I don't want to use the word aesthetic, so I won't be challenged. If I'm challenged, I could be defeated. But when you say movies that had a lot of quality issues, fine, several of them. Several of them. Even the first ever movie that was shot in Akwa State, Kufrima, it's just like a drama. Even when it's the first recorded.
Okay.
Yes, Kufrima. Yes, but then if you look at it, maybe because of the camera, maybe because of the expertise, it has that low quality, but it's the pesseter. So and there are several movies like that too. There are several, but I will be very careful not to use the word aesthetics. And I'll be very careful. But then there are movies that have been shot that doesn't have that quality or facets of movie production. But permit me not to mention them, please.
Okay, I have spoken with some producers and directors who say the same thing, who say they do not want to mention, so it will not seem that they are looking down on the movie. Okay, I understand. But I hold a different opinion, because I feel if we talk about them, we look at them from a broader perspective in terms of getting better. But if you say you do not want to mention them, not a problem. Okay, so what would you recommend? I know you have talked about having a film
library. Yes, there should be a library. There should be a repository.
Okay, but what would you recommend in terms of the aesthetics in movies? What would you recommend we do to ensure that more, may not be all, but we have more of our films incorporating these aesthetic elements?
Well, you see, the kind of movie you shoot could go a long way in giving you a leadway in trying to bring those aesthetics you're looking at. Now, of all the different kinds of movies, you give it any day, anytime to an epic movie. Because when you're trying to shoot an epic movie, you're going tradition, you're going cultural, and that those things, those days that make life interesting, that looks beautiful, that people want to see now. Sometimes those things that have been phased out, sometimes they're not being used, sometimes nobody goes to those such places anymore. So when you bring them on, it goes beyond the everyday scene, what people see live every day. You can imagine movies from your house to the plaza, for instance. But when you make a shift and go to shoot an epic movie, of course, you're going to, all depending on the years, the age, the costume, very important. The makeup, very important. The props are going to use, the locations, and then the kind of business. I mean movie business, set business. Some in the stream, some climbing the palm tree, some farming, some weeding, eating, and eating with not with this contemporary cutleries now. So these are the things that can bring beauty. And another thing again, if you want to go glamour, if you don't have money, don't shoot glamour. Because for you to bring out the aesthetics of the glamour, you have to be choosy on your cast. You don't want to shoot glamour, for instance, and you bring someone that will not be able to pronounce words very well. And it's an English movie. No. No. But the beauty begins from the language. The language has beauty. From the language, from the locations, get good locations. From the props, the casts, then the locations they're going to use. Are you following me? Since you say you want to do glamour, contemporary movie, then make it go beyond this century, be in the next century, in terms of the things you're going to do, the locations you're going to use, everything you're going to do. Then you bring out the beauty. From the hairstyle, oh come on, you bring out the beauty.
Okay. All right. So I will come back to Eka Abasi. In producing Eka Abasi movie, did you comply with national, professional, and commercial norms? By that I mean the National Video and Film Censors Board. Did Eka Abasi go through the censorship process? The professionally, are you a member of the Association of Producers of Nigeria, Iquo chapter, and the people in the cast and crew, are they members?
Oh, sure. When Eka Abasi, after the production of Eka Abasi, we went to Censors Board. Now you cannot. Then it's watered. Now it's watered. Okay. Those days, then, when you shoot a movie, you must submit it to the Censors Board.
Okay.
Nobody dared market set if Censor Board does not approve. We did. Then it was in Calabar. We went to Censor Board. And now we didn't have an issue because there was no nudity.
Okay.
There was no foul language. And the only thing we didn't do that we didn't know then, which of course didn't it also have affected us, is that for every cast that was less than 18 or 16 and about, we would have got a permission from
the parents.
Okay. We didn't do that. That's one thing we didn't do.
Okay.
And that is why in the end credit, we also put a disclaimer.
Okay.
Usually a disclaimer. In terms of names, in terms of locations, you have to put a disclaimer. So every movie do carry the disclaimer. Then for me, as at that time, I wasn't a member of as a movie producer, but now I am. But then I was a member of AGM, Actors Guild of Nigeria. Like I told you, you saw how I wanted to give it to a producer, but because the person passed on in a movie we shot before then, and I told him to take this book by default, and I was able to do it and do it rightly. So we tried to pass through. Of course, one of the things social ethics also did was we for every community we entered, we sought clearance and permission from the community.
Okay.
And then there were do's and don'ts.
Okay.
There were places we're not supposed to get to. But there are places where can act, and we did all that. We did make sure that is to the best of our ability and knowledge. And then every cast in that movie was paid. I said every cast was paid. Well, payment is relative in terms of the volume of the payment, but every cast was. Thank you for coming.
Agreed. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What about the commercial norms in terms of the marketing distribution?
As at that time, that we never had this piracy. The piracy in the movie industry in Akwa State was not there. So the executive producer or the marketer made a huge money. After that, the dad I built. Oh God. I did 2 jobs for him. After one job, he bought a Tierra Jeep. And fine.
Very good.
As at that time, so you can imagine how much is it now. Then we had a strong market association in New York, in Akwa State, and so they regulated it, and there was no piracy then, and then they got their money. Then I don't know what's up till now.
Okay. All right. We have been talking to Dr. Prince Iyke Egwuasi about the movie industry in Akwa Ibom State, with particular emphasis or focus on aesthetics. Okay, so we are going to take a short break at the moment. Please stay with us. Thank you. God bless you.
Do you have have a business idea? Are you thinking of how to work your dream? Then be inspired. Learn from experienced entrepreneurs. Discover and develop your talents and potentials. Be challenged. Take that bold step to start off your business. Use your skills for the good of the society. Give wings to your vision. Let it fly. Be inspired. Brought to you by KIJC, live from KIJC Studio, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Live stream via Facebook at Be Inspired Talk Show with Iquo from 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Watch the rebroadcast via YouTube every Saturday by 6 p.m. at Be Inspired Talk Show with Iquo. Be inspired, promoting entrepreneurship.
Alright, welcome back from that short break and thank you for staying with us. If you are just joining us, this is Be Inspired. We are reaching you live from our KIJC studio, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Please remember to like and follow our Facebook page at Be Inspired Talk Show with Iquo, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at KIJCENL. And join us today, Monday, March 24, 2025, for the rebroadcast of the Saturday's episode that was March 22, 2025. Okay, we have Dr. Prince Iyke Egwuasi in the studio. And we are expecting Mr. Moses Esco. Okay, I hope you can make it today. If not, we have to reschedule. But the interview with Moses Esco must hold. It is a must. It must hold. Whether he likes it or not, it must hold. Okay, we are talking about the movie Eka Abasi, produced by Dr. Prince Iyke Egwuasi, and we're looking at aesthetics in that movie. So I am going to ask you now, what was your focus in producing that movie Eka Abasi? Let me explain. Sometimes you as the producer, you have a particular perspective you want to handle the film from, and the director says, no, I am looking at it from this perspective. And then there is a bit of a tussle between the producer, the director, and sometimes the cinematographer. So they always call the film who shot your film, Moses Esco film. Okay, so what was your focus, and was it the same as the director?
Well, thank you for that question. It's very important. Well, I never had issues, and in all my movies anyway, because there's what I always do. That's my secret there. Those good old days is I will always do what we call script conferencing. Whenever I have my scripts to shoot, I'll get the director on ground, I get the DOP, and I get the continuity. We must do script conferencing. Look at the script from the beginning to the end, all your ideas, and I get the script writer down there. So when we go to scene by scene, and we'll analyze it, and where we need to make amend, we'll make it there on the drawing table. So when we all go to the location, we already know that in this scene, I can go away because I know that director would go tenaciously to what we've agreed. So the focus of that movie was to correct the norm that there was no Eka. We achieved it. That if a child died, it could die as a result of malaria, result of illness or sickness, and not Eka. That's why the child was able to come back. And the only way the child could have come back in that movie would have been to take the child to go through that evil forest to get the egg. But in the end, and of course, we couldn't have brought in Christianity because at that time there was no Christianity. So we achieved it.
Fantastic. Okay, it was a gripping moment. I was anxious. I was worried. I was wondering if the child would actually die, and the queen was she just refused to let go. She kept crying. She sat by the child. She did not leave, and the maids were with her. I like the fact that the child remembered. He was over there in the spiritual world. They were having a conversation with the girl, and she said to him, the egg in the evil forest. Then he woke up with that. He just said that and passed out again, and the mother took that information out. So based on that, they were able to rescue. So fantastic. I like the storyline. Fantastic. Okay, so what would you say? Let me ask about contributions now. Support. Did you receive any form of support, probably financial or any form of support from well-meaning individuals, from corporate organizations, from the government?
No.
Not at all.
Okay. No.
They're very strong, no. Okay, all right. We have talked about this before, but okay. All right, so I will go to other filmmakers. Do you think that they have support for their own movies?
Yes, once in a while, yes. Some apparently might have received support from the government, those that were close to the government. But I won't mention names here. But they've got a couple of them, of course, supporting the government to shoot movies. And I've come to find that such movies sometimes don't see the light of the day.
Okay. And why is that? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. You know why? Because I'm thinking sometimes that there will be a kind of compromise.
Okay.
When the money comes, instead of telling the money to get the equipment, get the facilities, get the crew, they'll start watering down. Opportunity has come. There's that and then.
Okay. All right. What would you say are the achievements of Eka Abasi?
Oh, come on. Eka Abasi should be one of the movies that should be adored by the state government. Eka Abasi is a movie that, of course, opened up the eyes of movie practitioners in the state that will have a qualitative movie in terms of standard, which it's thought to achieve and which it achieved. What of the language? The language. That's when the language started being promoted, the Igbo language. Eka Abasi has achieved that reorientation of the belief of that myth, Eka Abasi. I tell you, after that movie, so many families started thinking the other way, that maybe after all, there's not like Eka Abasi. So we were able to achieve that.
Okay.
But let me tell you one funny incident that happened. The lady that played the Eka Abasi of blessed memory, late Margaret Chibana. After the movie came out, this woman innocently drove her car to Rakpan and them to go and buy something.
Okay.
Then Rakpan and them just started.
Okay.
My people, as this woman got into the market, God have mercy. She received the embarrassment of her life.
Oh.
The whole market gathered around her. Some were screaming, shouting, some were running away. They thought it was real.
Jesus, I just got to carry their children.
That's what happened in Rakpan and them. People ran away from her. She got so embarrassed. That is the awareness. Almost every family watched the Abasi.
Wow.
I tell you.
Okay.
But people like us today, nobody recognizes that fact. But that one day posterity will appreciate us.
Wow, fantastic. As you were talking, I remembered Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe, which had been adapted to the movie.
In several languages, sir.
That was the same reception that Okonkwo received. And children were using all kinds of things to hit him because he killed Ikemefuna. Okay, congratulations. Okay, well, I am happy the film is on YouTube. Unlike some of the movies I am reviewing.
But let me also start here to tell you that YouTube is a pirated.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the person that took that movie to YouTube didn't get any approval from us.
Wow.
The young guy Calabash just put it in YouTube and made millions of naira from it.
That is the Alaba.
That's the problem.
That's the Alaba of Kwaibo. Okay, so can I get the original copy from you? Is there anything out of place in the one on YouTube?
Well, of course, YouTube want to compress it. I want to compress it, but I think I still have it.
I would like to get a
I
copy.
think I try to have. Are you sure I'm going to give it up to you?
No, just
All
to
my
watch.
movies,
Just to
all the
watch.
movies I produced.
Okay.
I have a
I can watch. Yesterday we were at Annabeth Francis' place to watch Higher Crime. I have gone to Itam Market area to watch Iquo. I have gone to where else? I am going to Immaculate Valentine.
Well, just give me till this weekend. I'll ask my son to go through the
get
library
it.
to see if
Okay.
I guess it.
I do not mind because I would like to get to watch the original one.
No problem.
Like I said, I watched the cover scene, so okay. Well, we are gradually getting to the end. So you will tell us now if there is any other useful information about the movie Eka Abasi, or anything you would like to say to those in the creative and entertainment industry, and whatever you would like to say.
But the only thing about the entertainment industry now, when you talk about entertainment industry, it cuts across not just movie now. That creativity is no more there. That originality, that touch, that African Nigerian, that African touch seems to be dying off gradually. In the skits, in the movies, in the songs. It's not that one or two persons are trying to come on. But that the research is not there.
Okay.
It's not there. I just pray that they should go back to the drawing board.
Okay.
Go and bring up those things. See, most of our folklores, the songs, can be remixed. This man that is now making so much money, this
Go.
is folklore.
Mm-hmm.
It's folklore. To do Obianas, nobody recognizes it. What is empty now.
Okay.
So they should go back. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Prince Iyke Egwuasi. We have now come to the end of today's discussion. Okay, I would love to take feedback from the Saturday's episode, but I think I will move it to the next episode. So I'd like to thank you very specially one more time. You are very busy. You are extremely busy, but you made out time to be here. I want to say thank you. I sincerely appreciate this. Thank you so much. God bless you. All right, so thank you for staying with us. We have had issues with reconnecting on Facebook or to Facebook. So you saw the beginning of it. You will see the other parts when we edit the video and put it up on YouTube. Thank you for staying with us. I'd like to thank everybody who has contributed one way or the other to the success of Be Inspired Talk Show. Let me first say all glory to Almighty God for life and everything, His faithfulness. I'd like to thank my sisters, Barrister Ari Johnson, Sister Sylvia, and Tewan Johnson, a #1 fan all the way from the United States of Kaduna, a top fan, if any. My son, Jeffo Bobuski, Jeffrey Oga, my daughter, baby girl, Chloe Okun, and Mr. and Mrs. Mbodile Obiosio. Thank you so much for always sponsoring our publicity flyer all the way from Sweden. Mr. Owolabi Samuel, thank you so much. My crew, Esther Ransom on the camera. Oh yeah, by the way, yesterday was Esther's birthday. Okay, so I just gave a little treat as if it's a Chicken Republic, you know. Just a little treat for my baby girl. Okay, Iyke Abasi, okay. The lyrical vibe queen. You know how the thing goes. Thank you, Iyke Abasi. Queen Grace sent me airtime. Oh, by the way, Queen Grace had the mind to send me airtime. Thank you. CNN Green. Finally, ring a bell for her. Sammy White is in the studio today. Oh. Sammy White usually does not comment on my post. Oh. I will write all the English, speak all the English. Sammy White will not comment, but Esther did birthday and I said happy birthday. Sammy White went to comment. I said, so you used to comment on post, eh? Okay now. Sammy White. Taylor Reese, Sunday Basil, thank you for always sharing our post. Once I said share, you will share it, whether they like it or not, you will share it. Thank you so much. God bless them for you. Okay, Abasimo Iba, Ekran Bomb, that is Queen Grace's brother. Thank you for always sharing. Regina and Timothy, thank you for the publicity as well. Mrs. Patience Malaki, thank you so much. My brother Francis Johnson, thank you so much for the support and your prayers. Thank you out there for always watching. You may not join us on Facebook, but when the video comes out, you will like it and watch and all of that. Thank you so much. God bless you. So we shall be here tomorrow again. We are having, like I've been saying, this batch of interviews on Cliable movie industry. At the end of this interview, you will see what is coming out. You will see it and you will like it. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to talk to, hopefully, Mrs. Lois Ipa is going to join us tomorrow. She is a producer of Bridge of No Return, directed by Moses Esco, DGM. I hope you can make it tomorrow. So, and then we have back-to-back interviews. So it's no longer every Saturday, back-to-back. Any day you see us, don't take it like that. Alright, so thank you so much. My name is Iquo Johnson. My Iquo is spelled Iquo. I am the host of this program. 7 p.m. tonight. Please join us via our Facebook page, The Inspired Talk Show with Iquo, for the rebroadcast of the episode of Saturday, March 22, 2025. So as I close, I would like to tell you to enjoy the rest of this week. The week has just started. Enjoy your week. Be good to yourself, be good to others, and remember, you will succeed if you do not give up on that dream. Be inspired.
To Canada, Imabon Canada, I will take you to Canada. Oh yeah, Canada, I will take you to Canada.
Eka